Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to all sincere Achim. They're out there, of course, risking their lives and their freedom to bring out the Samath, which is the truth of the scriptures. Yahweh is the true, almighty, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and his only begotten Son's name is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Bahashem, meaning in the name, Racha, meaning spirit, Kodash is holy, which I said in the Paleo Hebrew, which is the ancient language that has been returned onto the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Of course, I want to get into this lesson, which this is off of several articles, actually, in which I shall, of course, display and go into, in which you have it here. You have the tribes of Issachar, so-called Mexicans, Zebulon, which you have Zebulon, which is consisting of from Guatemala down to Panama, which is in Central America, which I shall, of course, display upon the screen here. You have it here on the map. Guatemala, you got Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, in which in part of one of the actual articles, which I'm going to go into, you have here a Honduran Caravan member, which, if you're not in the know, or you haven't, of course, been watching the news, you, of course, have a caravan which made their way to the southern border there in, that'd be between, you have it, San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico, and they are being denied entry into the United States, in which they are seeking asylum in the United States due to what? Poverty, lack of opportunity. They, of course, want a future. They, of course, are being oppressed in their own country, and that's through what? Of course, the so-called white man who rules over the entire world, which are the Edomites. The so-called white man is not white. They are the Edomites. And, of course, a disclaimer, just so that you know, we are not a black supremacy group, nor are we connected with any black extremist group. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the anointed ones of the Bible, the Lord's chosen people, in which he shall deliver a remnant of his nation, which is the nation of Israel. Yasha Allah, he the Prince of Power in this time, in which we're looking for the elect, 144,000, and of course the rest of the 1/3, which is men, women, and children, which shall listen to the elect of the 144,000, which are all men, and shall, of course, receive an exemption, the Wa, which is that mark of exemption, which will have them in the clear to be delivered from the coming destruction, in which we see the so-called white man, who is the Edomites, Esau, the serpent also, which we shall, of course, cover also in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, is coming down hard on us, all right, which is all biblical prophecy. And I'm speaking right now, primarily in this article, is covering a Northern Kingdom tribe, or Northern Kingdom tribes, so-called Latin tribes of Zebulon and, of course, Issachar. Now you have it here. I'm gonna just cover a lot of information, just, for those, through the Spirit, so that, of course, you can know. 'Cause I know a lot of our people don't look at the news, which is pretty ridiculous. If you're not looking into the news, you're pretty much a fool and being foolish, because we're supposed to measure the time diligently in itself, It's high time to wake up out of sleep. It's the time and when our salvation is nearer than what we believe. Okay, so it's wise to, of course, stay within the news so you can link it up with prophecy to know that we are in the time of Yahweh Shai, who the world enemy called Jesus Christ, his coming, his second coming, all right, which comes the deliverance of the elect. Okay, so let me just get the particular article, which I believe it's off of the book, or off of Zero Hedge. Let me see if I can pull it up. Have these mixed up within these different tabs, which you have it here. White House authorizes lethal force at the border, and this is the southern border, which I mentioned, and this was published Thursday, the 22nd. That was about last week, right? If I'm not mistaken. Going on, because it's currently right now. It is the 27th of November, the year of prophecy. You have it here. President Trump, who's the current king of Babylon, or Babal, which is America, and he signed a memo late Tuesday morning allowing troops stationed at the border to act in a law enforcement capacity and use lethal force, which you have a multitude of troops down there, National Guard, when you go into it, that were sent down there to assist the Customs and Border Patrol, and also, of course, this. I'm not sure if ICE is down there, but it's primarily the Customs Patrol. All right. So going into it, it says if necessary, according to Terra Coup of military times. Okay, which let me get the actual information here, right here, which I had mentioned. It has approximately 5,900 active duty troops were deployed to the southern U.S. border, along with, so that's in the army, and you actually had 2,100 or 2,100 National Guard to reinforce the border enforcement efforts as dozens of asylum seekers from Central America arrive in Tijuana, Mexico, in hopes to push it into the United States. The Trump administration move may raise concern over the 1878 Posse Contumax or Contumax Act, which prohibited the use of federal military personnel to enforce domestic policies within the United States. I mean, they're breaking their own laws and policies. Okay, simple as that. Because what they're using, of course, federal military personnel, all right, to enforce their domestic policies, and that's within the United States, the U.S. All right, which they have them protecting the border and such. All right. In which I believe on the other side they got the Mexican government posted up to, of course, police the situation as well. And this is a humanitarian crisis, all right, which is occurring, and it's, of course, a controversy, all right, which ain't nothing new for the nation of Yashala, all right, because we're usually catching hell, all right, in which in this last time, you're going to catch a lot of hell, you Israelites out there. And if you don't return to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, quite simply, you're going to be destroyed. This is going to be the book of Revelations, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. And it reads, therefore, it says, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea and of the sea, slach. It says, for the devil, which is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, which devil means deceiver. Going back to what I know it's the Latin for diablos. Let's see what they got here. Yeah, diablos right here. They got that in the Greek. Let me see. Slach. Yeah, so you got diablos.
Strong's G1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
Or diablos right there, which means, of course, you have the slanderer, right? Okay. You have there, which, and you have accuser. All right, false accuser. That's the devil. All right, which he's also Shaitan, which is Satan, the enemy and adversary. All right. Okay, in which they slander us constantly. All right, and accuse us to the Most High. All right, because of course our people are going off, and which is due, of course, a lot in fault because of the so-called white man ruling. He promoting his different philosophies, these Edomites, all right, which they set up. You know, they are different false gods such as Cesare Borgia, Serapis Christus, all right, Jesus Christ, the white image, so-called white image, which is a leprous image, in which they worship. You have, of course, them worshiping, Istos Christos, all right, these Latin tribes and such, Lady Guadalupe and all that. But going into it, says, the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, all right, which when you go into that wrath, you have here in the Greek, thymos, which it means anger. You have passion, all right. So that boiling up and soon, let me see, fierceness, you have fierceness, all right. It ain't got no righteous anger to be against us, all right. It's set up for them to be actually against us, all right, because they are our chief enemy, Esau, Edom, okay, which I'm going to get into that. But after I finish the verse, it says, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, in which what? That short time is what? You have, I'm going to go into this. You have short, which you have a little, few, and quantity of time. Okay, our size they got here, short. Okay. Slight, small. All right, they have a short time to, of course, rule, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gave, of course, these Edomites a period of time to rule. Okay, which that, of course, started when you have it in what? When Christopher Columbus, you have it where the Renaissance period and such, these Edomites came, of course, back into they came into rulership. They conquered us and such, the nation of Israel, and then you have them ruling until Yahweh Hashem Yahushai brings them down. All right. Now we're gonna go into another precept, and then we're gonna go back to these articles. This is gonna be the book of Genesis 3:15. It has here, and I will put enmity, okay, which you have that enmity, which is ayaba, ayaba, aba, and a ha in the Hebrew, which is hatred, okay, hostility, hatred, okay, that's what is between the nation of Israel, which is going to explain itself right? If you're spiritual, it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, which the woman, of course, is the nation of Israel. All right. And between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. All right. So there is what? There's a hatred between the nation of Israel and these Edomites, all right, are the serpent, all right, when you go into it. Because Slach, I didn't read above, okay, when I go into it, in Genesis 3:14, and Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, and thou hast cursed, that thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And that's, of course, this goes, of course, into, of course, the subtlety of the devil, all right, as a serpent, all right. And of course it goes, you got dust and confusion, all right. It's a lot. This is the Genesis is a very heavy book, all right. And you know, of course, a lot of our people don't understand it because, you know, the spirit ain't dealing with them. And also this spirit, this book was only given, of course, unto the elect of Israel to understand, starting with the prophets, in which they, of course, can break down this book the right way, okay? In which, just so that I can go further more to help prove the point, I'm going to go to, of course, the book of Psalms, the 58th chapter, and the 3rd verse, which I'm going to pull it up real quick. And, you know, through thy precepts, we get our understanding, all right? So we can understand why the so-called white man comes down on the Latin tribes, comes on, of course, onto, of course, the southern tribes, so-called Negroes, so-called West Indian and Haitians, okay? So going to it, this is going to be, I can start here, Psalms 58:3, it says, the wicked, which we know that the wicked are the Edomites, you read that Malachi 1:4, are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. All right, so we know that the damn devil, the so-called white man, is that serpent that was, of course, back in the time of the beginning, or the headings, or when you go into it, that's that Ba Ra'ash Yath in the Hebrew, which mean in the headings. All right, Ba and Ra'ash Yath. All right, I believe Ra'ash is a heading or head. All right. And of course you can go into the Hebrew. All right. Now that could easily be, I could just easily go and prove it, but you know, for the sake of time, we want to keep everything going. All right, so I could just, you know, get through this lesson now. You know, so I brought out that some of that edification out there. You know, so let's go now to some more of these articles, which we have it here. This was published, they have a day ago, and it says Honduran, which I tell you, that's the tribe of this Honduran will be a part of the tribe of Zebulon, okay, which that's from Guatemala to Panama, which, you know, I showed you all on the map. All right, so Honduran caravan member hurled rocks at Border Patrol agents, set tree on fire. And you have Custom Border Patrol, or abbreviated as the CBP, in which you have it here. Alan Sazo Gomez, 31, of Honduras, was arrested Friday after allegedly lighting a tree on fire and throwing rocks towards the Custom and Border Patrol Protection Agency. Or protection. All right, Slach. It says a self-proclaimed member of the Central American Migrant Caravan was arrested Friday, which I just read that. Okay. It says agents reportedly spotted Amon's footprints near the border and tracked him down for roughly a mile before finding him near a tree. At the point, Suzo Gomez allegedly climbed up a tree, set it on fire, and began to throw rocks at the agents on the ground and at the CBP helicopter that was nearby. The man eventually came down from the tree and was arrested, officials say. All right, so you see what they got here. They got this allegedly lit tree. Okay, and we know that, of course, I could imagine him not wanting to be detained. That's why, of course, he was set the tree on fire, but he was actually on the tree at the same time. Okay. Going on, it says Sujo purportedly told CBP that he had traveled as part of the migrant caravan. The agency said the Honduran man was previously deported from the U.S. in June and had been arrested several times in Florida. But you have to understand that most of what they call so-called illegals, all right, they, of course, they're Israelites and they enter the country so-called illegally, all right, which this country, America, was stolen, all right, from the Israelites, all right, stolen from, when we go into it, the Native Americans, stolen from, which is the Aboriginals, okay. You got tribes of Issachar and all and such, all right, had various places, California, okay. These damn Edomites, they were robbers and thieves, in which they're telling people, all right, that are the original inhabitants of this place, that they are illegal immigrants and such, when they are really the illegals, okay. they're really the ones who have done injurious practices against the Israelites, okay, being of in the so-called Latin tribes, okay. Now, I wanted to go into a scripture. This is going to be the book of Zephaniah 2:1, and it says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather yourselves, O nation not desire." Which you have to understand that Donald Trump, he claims to make America great again, and one big part of his campaign is to oppress so-called Latinos, to, of course, bring American jobs here and for Americans and not for so-called Latinos. He has, of course, they have the Operation Wetback. They have been coming down on the so-called Latin tribes with the ICE, which is the Immigration Customs Enforcement, if I'm not mistaken. Now, and it goes to show you, we supposed to gather ourselves together, because all 12 tribes, all right, we're all one nation when you go into it. There's no separation between us. Other than us being the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, which we're coming together in this time, all right. So, but we're simply one nation, all right, just so that you know, okay. So-called Mexicans, all right, are Israelites, all right. Latin tribes, they're Israelites. The 12 tribes of Israel is not all so-called black tribes, okay. Or you have it just like you have Kanye West talking about the 12 tribes of Judah and all that. But going on, it says, I clicked on desired. You have, what's that, kasap? Let me see, kasap, which that means to long for, to yearn for, to long after. All right, you have it here, to long for deeply. All right, well, that's dealing with to desire. Okay, when you desire something, you really want that. You want it very bad. Okay, but you have it la'ah, which let me see. Let me see if it got it. Yeah, la'ah. You got na kasap. All right. So you have not desire. La'ah is of course not or no. All right. Ha Gowaya nation. Gowaya. Yeah. Yeah, and it says going on. I'm gonna read further. It says before that decree bring forth before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you, in which we are going to all come together as one, and we have that currently on the highways and hedges with the tribes coming together, all right, fulfilling what you have, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, okay, the joining of two sticks, all right, northern kingdom and southern kingdom. But going on, verse 3, it says, seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek, which is the lowly of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yahweh's anger, which Yahweh Shem Yahshua, he's bringing upon, all right, his anger right now. Then right now, all right, as you can see, but letting Esau, do all these different atrocities, all right, which are occurring, okay. You go into with ICE and what all the different things they've been doing, separating families, all right. There's a lot of destruction and death that's going on, and you have to just do your diligent research and the studies, to know, all right, because it's out there. Okay, you have it here. Just going into it. This is Monday the 26th. That was yesterday. 2018 year prophecy. U.S. officers fired tear gas at migrant caravan. All right, so you have it here. American border officers have thrown gas canisters, which is the tear gas, at dozens of people. It's more than dozens of people, including women and children who tried to cross the U.S. Mexico frontier between Tijuana and San Diego. Children were screaming and coughing in the mayhem after tear gas was fired following an attempt by a few migrants to breach the fence. There's fences, as you can see, and also razor wire set up, and you have, of course, the different troops, and the situation is insane down there. All right, the amount of protests and chaos that's going on, right, with, of course, many of our people are seeking asylum into the country, all right, which the so-called white man is depriving them, because he, of course, hates, all right, the nation of Israel, and which a part of the nation of Israel, you have Latin tribes, all right, so-called. Saying no Latin tribes, they're really you have it, the tribes of Zebulon and Issachar, all right, all in, you have it there in Central America, okay, which our people been scattered, so you have all different tribes anyway. But going on, I'm gonna go to some more scriptures. All right, this is gonna be the book of Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, part of original King James Bible, chapter 10 and 3, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right. So an unwise king destroy his people, which the so-called white man don't view you Latinos as his people. All right. As they view, they view so-called Negroes as what? I forget, what is it, like a third of a man or something like that. 3 parts of it, something of that nature. You can go into it, but they don't view us as some of equal with them. All right, they of course claims white supremacy, which is Edomite supremacy. They claim to be above us. All right, which they are in rulership right now. But Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna bring them down. All right, and they're really set up to be, you would say, Abad, which is Abad is, of course, is, or Ibad, actually, Slach. Ibad is servant or slave, all right? And I want to say Nawa, Ibad Nawa, which is our, and I'm going to put Yum, so Abad Yum Nawa, all right? So our slaves, okay, that's, and the servants, that's what they were created for. And you read that, of course, in what? You can read it all over the Bible. I know, like 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. We'll go into it, if I'm not mistaken. But going to it, it says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. That's going to be what the nation of Israel, starting with, of course, our Lord Yahweh Shai, Malak Dawadah, King David, of course, the house of David, the Bayath Dawadah, 144,000, and they're gonna rule over the nation of Israel and over these heathen. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to, let me see. I think that maybe, let me see. I was gonna go to Lamentations. It's gonna be the book of Lamentations 4. And this is gonna be 4 and 17. It says, I can start Lamentations 4 and 16. It says, the anger of Yahweh hath divided them. He will no more regard them. They respect not the persons of the priests. They favor not the elders. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. A nation that can't save us is these damn Edomites, all right? Which, let me see if that word for save is Natzazal. Let me see real quick. And you got Yeshai, which obviously we know Yahweh Shai, all right? It means he the deliverer. And Yeshai, Yeshai, you have, of course, is save, right? To be saved, to be delivered, all right? Yeshai, all right? To be what? To be delivered out, of course, of our oppressor, which, we've been given onto our enemy, which we go to the book of Deuteronomy, we can go into that, and just to prove the next precept, I believe, which is, it's various ways we can prove this refers to them too. It says they hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. They pursued us upon mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. It says, I could go, I'm going to skip down. I could keep reading Slock. It says, the breath of our nostrils, that the anointed of Yahweh was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Rejoice, be glad, O daughter of Edom, so-called white man. that dwelleth in the land of Uz. Uz, that's America. All right. It says, that's just Uz is where dwelling place of the Edomites. All right. It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked and be exposed. For you being damn devils, y'all being Edomites, being the wicked. All right. And we could, of course, read that also in, I believe, in Jeremiah as well. 51st chapter, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, I had the other precepts too. Obadiah. Right here, this is Obadiah 1 and 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Yaquab, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right. And these damn Edomites, the skirt is being lifted up over these Edomites. All right, simple as that. Going on and naked, you can see their sins. All right. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. That's talking about the nation of Israel. All right, we're the Lord's monument to Zion. All right, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. So this is our last captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, the Edomites, the devils, and he will discover thy sins. All right. And he's, of course, showing that. All right. And showing you Israelites never to, of course, trust thine enemy. Okay. And they are our enemies. Simple as that. So, I mean, you could go into these articles. I suggest you do so. All right. As it says here, U.S. Caravan, our U.S. officers fired tear gas at migrant caravan. And you have our people, look at her in distress. All right. Confusion. Our people. And it's worse than what is actually shown in this image. All right. This actually is a video, but it's just a still from the video. Of course, suggest you to look into it. That was apostle at Great Millstone, world peace, citation, all sincere Achim. They are risking their lives and freedom to bring out the Samath, which is the truth of the scriptures. Shalom.